Hello everyone. Welcome back to Dr. Lou's VCE Biological channel. Today, let's learn together about the 2021 VCE Biology. We will focus on questions related to photosynthesis, cellular respiration, and biotechnological applications. My explanations may need to be revised. If any teachers, parents, or classmates find errors, please feel free to provide your guidance. Consider the process of photosynthesis. In the light-dependent stage, energy is provided by light. In the light-independent stage, energy is provided by ATP molecules. The rate of photosynthesis in plant cells was measured in environments with different concentrations of carbon dioxide. In the beginning, increasing carbon dioxide concentration should accelerate the photosynthesis rate. However, the rate of photosynthesis should attain a platform as the concentration increases because carbon dioxide saturates the active sites of photosynthesis. The graph below shows the relationship between the predicted and actual concentrations of chlorophyll in phytoplankton. Almost, the actual concentration is higher than the predicted. At 2.4 actual chlorophyll, the predicted concentration of chlorophyll was near 1.6, not 2. At 0.8, the predicted concentration and the actual concentration of chlorophyll were the same. At 0 predicted concentration of chlorophyll A, photosynthesis also occurs because chlorophyll is not 0. The metabolic activity of mammalian cells is measured with the uptake of glucose into the cells. Explain why the uptake of glucose into the cells could be used to measure the metabolic activity of the cells. The glucose is used in aerobic respiration, and ATP is produced from glucose for metabolism. If all conditions are kept the same as in the first experiment, the results should be the same. The reasons are the following. Oxygen is not required for the breakdown of glucose, so glycolysis still occurs and produces less ATP and less energy for the cell. Also, the result should be higher or lower because the different concentrations of oxygen could be used. If the higher uptake is answered, the reasons should be with less oxygen the cell would not respire aerobically, producing less ATP for each glucose molecule, and the cell would take up more glucose to get the same amount of energy. If the lower uptake is answered, the reason should be with less oxygen the cell would respire anaerobically and produce toxic products that could cause damage to cells. Anyway, students should be required to identify what the glucose uptake would be and then to justify their answer, and expected to correctly refer to the types or stages of cellular respiration. Students can select one of the GM crops from the table and write the corresponding reason. If GM cotton is selected, the acceptable answer should be that genetically GM cotton is transgenic, as it contains genes from other species or bacteria. If GM canola is selected, GM canola is transgenic, as it contains genes from other species or bacteria. If GM safflower is selected, GM safflower is not transgenic, as it does not contain genes from another species. GM canola is the accidental release, during transport, of seeds along roadsides. Usually, unwanted plants that grow on the side of the road are killed using the herbicide glyphosate. However, GM canola is resistant to glyphosate. Suggest one practical solution for treating GM canola growing along roadsides. An acceptable answer was one of the following. Use a different herbicide that the GM canola is not resistant to. Remove by mowing. Pick the GM canola growing by the side of the road by hand. Use controlled burning. Discuss one social implication and one biological implication of using GM canola with increased levels of omega-3. Use a different implication in each response. Farmers who grow non-GM canola may sell more canola and the farmer may have an improved quality of life or may sell less canola and have a decreased quality of life. Improved nutrition for consumers and therefore less demand on the health system. More people have access to better nutrition, as GM canola is cheaper or more accessible than fish. There could be a decreased consumption of fish, which results in fish farmers making less money and having a lower quality of life. Consumers may not want to consume GM food. This could lead to consumers not buying enough GM canola and farmers having a lower quality of life. Possible crossbreeding with non-GM canola crops leads to a change in the genome of the crops. Potential lack of genetic variation within the GM canola crop. All GM canola plants could then die if there is a change in selection pressure. Consumers may not want to eat or purchase any GM products, as these consumers are concerned it is not safe to eat. Less fish consumed reduces overfishing, leading to an increase in the fish population. Improved nutrition for consumers improves health outcomes for consumers. In photosynthesis, cellular respiration, and biotechnological applications, 3 multiple-choice questions are worth 3 marks, and 2 short-answer questions are worth 12 marks. The overall score for this section is 15 marks. With a total possible score of 120 points, the percentage for this section is 12.5% of the total score. If you need my help, please add me on WeChat or WhatsApp and send me an email. Thanks for your attention. Please note Dr. Liu's VCE Physics channel, Dr. Liu's VCE Chemistry channel, and Dr. Liu's VCE Biology channel.